One of our goals at Circuit Board Medics is to simplify the process of removal of the circuit boards we service. This video is showing the removal of the motor control unit, or MCU, from a Whirlpool Duet, Kenmore HE, Maytag, or Amana washer. This chart will help you determine if this video applies to your specific model washer. Locate the model number of your washer on the identification plate just inside the door and find it in the chart. If your model falls in the left-hand column, this video does not apply to your washer. However, we can still help. Please visit f11repair.com for more information, including other videos that may apply to your washer. If your model falls in the right-hand column, keep watching this video to see how to remove the motor control unit from your washer. Here are two of the most common washers in this series. On the left is a Whirlpool Duet, and on the right is a Duet Sport. If your washer looks similar to the one on the right, skip forward to the 4-minute mark in this video. If your washer looks similar to the one on the left, keep watching the next part of this video. For the removal of the MCU, you will need a 1/4-inch socket and driver and a small flathead screwdriver. First, remove the 3 screws for the front panel using the 1/4-inch socket and driver. Then, remove the panel and place it out of the way. The MCU is located on the left side of the washer, just behind the shock that holds the drum in place. Release the zip tie holding the wires by lifting the locking tab with your screwdriver or your fingernail as shown here. This close-up shows the tab on the zip tie. Next, open the flap of the MCU to access the wiring connectors. The top wiring connector is held in place by 2 locking tabs. Press the tabs with your fingers and pull the connector out. The second connector has a locking tab that can be difficult to see. This close-up shows us releasing the tab with the screwdriver, although you can use your fingers as well. The bottom connector is similar to the top one, but it only has 1 locking tab instead of 2. The MCU sits in slats in the base of the washer. Using a small flathead screwdriver, lift the tab up to release it, then slide the MCU towards the front of the washer and lift up. Now work the MCU out the front of the washer. Your MCU is ready to send to Circuit Board Medics for testing or repair. Please call or visit our website to place your order or if you have any questions. This portion of the video is for the Whirlpool Sport model. For the MCU removal, you will need a 1/4-inch socket and driver and a small flathead screwdriver. First, you must remove the top of the washer. It is held in place by 3 1/4-inch hex head screws along the back edge. Once you have removed the 3 screws, grab the top panel of the washer and slide it towards the rear of the washer. It will then lift up and off. Now you will be able to remove the back of the washer. It is held in place by approximately 15 of the same 1/4-inch hex head screws. Start with the screw holding the drain hose in place, then remove the remaining screws. Now remove the back panel. You may have to slide the drain hose out as seen here. There are two braces across the back of the washer. Although not necessary, we recommend removing the lower one to allow better access to the MCU. Remove the screw on each end of the brace, then lift the brace up and out of the way. To remove the MCU, first you will need to release the wires from the zip ties that attach them to the back of the MCU. Your MCU may have either one or multiple zip ties. The MCU in this video has two. This close-up shows how to release the zip tie using a small flathead screwdriver. If you cannot get the zip ties to release, you can also cut them as shown here, although you must be very careful not to damage the wiring. The MCU sits in slots in the base of the washer. To remove it, you will need to release a locking tab on one of the legs. Using a small flathead screwdriver, lift the tab up to release it, then slide the MCU toward the front of the washer and up. Next, you will be disconnecting the wires to the MCU. There are 4 connectors, and each is held in place with a locking tab. Press the tab with your finger and pull the connector out, as shown here. Press the tab and pull out the second connector. The third connector has 2 tabs that have to be pressed simultaneously to release the connector. For the last connector, you will need to use the small flathead screwdriver, as shown here. Once you have all the wires disconnected, work the MCU out the back of the washer. Now your MCU is ready to send to circuit board medics for testing or repair. Please call or visit our website to place your order or if you have any questions.